I'm like, chip, boss, man. I got this, yeah.
Can't be touched, can't be stopped, can't be moved, can't be rocked, can't be shook. We hot. When will you niggas learn? Came to get crunk, came to bring life, came to get started, came to get right. Turn down the music, turn up my mic. When will you niggas learn? I mean what I speak, I do as I say. I hustle, I grind, don't get in my way. I'm pimping my hoes, jacking my foes. Spit at police and duck my people. I ain't going to court, you can call a judge. Tell I kiss my ass cause I ain't gon' bug. And I ain't going back to lock up. You're trying to clock a pop up. I ain't going back.
Hey everybody, Mr. The Fanboy here. I haven't done an MMA video in a long time. Haven't watched an MMA show in like months. Haven't watched a Bellator show in months. But here's my review of a fight I've been looking forward to for a long time, and that was King Mo versus Quentin Rampage Jackson. Now to tell you the truth, this whole card this card, with the exception of the main event, this card was weak tonight, but there were some pretty awesome fights from what I've seen. I was mostly looking at the computer while the television was on, because the only fight I really wanted to see was the main event. They had other fighters on this card that I want to see, like um, Ryan Bader and Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler promoting their upcoming fights, after this event. Before I continue, this is also a salute and praise of Bellator, because they're on a roll right now. But I'll talk more about why they're on a roll in a minute. But this is right here. This is the review portion of the video. Yeah, I'm pulling up the results right now. In the opening fight, Steve Kozula defeated Jake Roberts quickly in round one by punches. This fight, it started off, both men came out. I turned away 1 minute. It was already over. I saw on the replay. They came out evenly, but the Steve guy knocked the Jake guy down, and the Jake guy couldn't recover. He quickly covered up, and you know what happens. They stopped it, but I was like, wow. I just turned away for a minute, and that fight was over. Then you had, next fight was Noah Lahat defeating Lloyd Carter by submission in 3 minutes and 50 seconds of round two. Nothing really to talk about here. Sergey defeated Chase Gormley in 3 minutes and 55 seconds in round one. Nothing really to talk about here. This was a pretty good fight right here. Emmanuel Sanchez defeated Marcos Galvo, unanimous decision in a pretty good fight. I didn't care much for either fighter, but this fight right here was one of the best fights of the night. Now let's get to the main event. Tell you the truth, I've just got back from Facebook, and not a lot of people like this fight. However, I just want to see Muhammad. I just came to see, first off, see my man Muhammad Law fight, and I wanted him to beat the living piss out of Quentin Rampage Jackson, because I do not like Quentin Rampage Jackson. I think he's a mediocre, overrated fighter who got over mostly based on his personality. He's strong, and he's also strong as an ox, but he's a wrestler with mediocre boxing skills, and he always talks about wanting to bang, knock people out. But as soon as he fights someone, who can actually knock him out, a good stand-up fighter, he always wrestles him. He always wrestles them to the ground. This is what he did in one of his last fights in UFC against what's the guy's name? Yeah, Lyoto Machida. He also did this with Murillo Rua from the Pride days. days. So yeah, that's why I don't like Rampage. And I wanted Muhammad Lawal to beat the living daylights out of him. And this was a pretty good feud. I love the pre-fight trash talk, the highlights, the pre-fight trash talks, and the entire build-up, which has been building up for months between these two. It all dates back to a fight they had years ago. A fight they had, I think, 4 years ago, where Quentin Rampage Jackson defeated Muhammad Lawal, or King Mo, King Mo. Muhammad Lawal ripped Quentin Rampage's boxing skills. Boxing skills says he telling me he's not a good fighter and he can't wait to knock him out again. Then Quentin Rampage ripped Quentin Rampage. He responded in a hilarious fashion by saying, "You wanna He said, "You want to wrestle me? You want to wrestle?" He said, "This is MMA. You got to be able to wrestle and fight." Quentin Rampage said, "If you want to wrestle, go to the Olympics." Oh, wait, you weren't good enough to make the Olympics. That's the one thing I do like about Rampage is his personality, but his bulliness, his willingness to hurt people, and his mediocre fight technique is the reason I just overall don't like him. He's an awesome character, though, which is what got him over. That's what got him over in MMA, and his inhuman strength. But yeah. But Muhammad Lawal, yeah. So Muhammad Lawal, he controlled most of the fight, and everyone was disappointed in this fight because. But I don't get what people were expecting. Rampage, another reason I don't like him, he doesn't train for fights. Rampage doesn't train for fights, and he came to this fight out of check. He was only here for the paycheck. And I enjoyed every bit of this fight. I only wish Lawal would have knocked him out earlier. Because like I said, I wanted Lawal to beat the living daylights out of here. I didn't come to see a classic. I came to see Muhammad Lawal beat the living daylights out of Rampage. But this was, in my opinion, a good fight. Lawal defeated Rampage unanimous decision of round 3. So like I said, yeah, like I said, this was still a pretty good fight. The hype job was good. We got to see some other fighters on the show, and then of course, yeah, let's get to what I also want to talk about. Of course, the Bellator 180 card, which this will be the first Bellator event since 2014 that will be on pay-per-view. At first, I thought it was the first ever Bellator pay-per-view, but no, this is the second time they've been on pay-per-view. Their first time was in 2014. But this will be the second time Bellator will be on pay-per-view. Oh yes, and there will be 2 cards. There will be one for Spike TV, which will be headlined by Ryan Bader versus Muhammad Lawal, and a pay-per-view card between Chael Sonnen and Vanderlei Silva. The match that was supposed to take place at Bellator 172, Fedor Emelianenko and Matt Mitrione, Michael Chandler and Brett Premis, Douglas Lima and Lorenz Larkin, and Aaron Pico versus to be announced. But yeah, and in Bellator, and this epic event right here will be live in Madison Square Garden. That shows you that Bellator is growing. I gotta clap the Bellator. They are slowly becoming a competitor to UFC, and will only get bigger. They have an exciting young roster, and they got these awesome veteran fighters that everyone wants to see. The only problem I have is that sometimes with the veteran fighters, if you saw in my Bellator Chael Sonnen versus Tito Ortiz review, is that whenever they put veteran fighters in the ring, their fights always look fixed, man. Their fights always look fixed. Their fights always seem fixed. But whenever they have a young guys in there banging it out, it usually delivers, man. It usually delivers, and I hope this pay-per-view makes a whole lot of money. And see, like I said, Bellator is slowly rising. UFC, they have some good cards coming up, but most of their top draw, Conor McGregor, he's off preparing for this fight, I don't know if it's happening yet, but the fight with Floyd Mayweather Jr. I'll give my thoughts on that later. But yeah, but with their top draw gone, yeah. See, Bellator, they just got to get seen, man. They just have to get seen, man. So yeah. See, I don't like UFC. I'm enjoying UFC's product more now, but I don't like UFC. I don't like UFC dominating the MMA world. This monopoly they have over the MMA world. Even Joe Rogan doesn't like it. Joe Rogan is actually impressed with Bellator's success, but man, Bellator having a pay-per-view in Madison Square Garden, it'll be an awesome night for fights. Like I said, you got the Chael Sonnen and Vanderlei Silva fight for pay-per-view, and you got television card headlined by Ryan Bader and Muhammad Lawal. Ryan Bader came into the cage and was announced as Muhammad Lawal's opponent after the Rampage fight was over. So an awesome night of fights, man. And I'll do my thoughts on the upcoming Bellator events. But right now, from now, I'm done. Well done, Bellator. Well done. All right. I'm finished, people.
And I'm never gonna stop the buffing, not for nothing.